Hey guys, I wanted to show you guys this. They actually wanted to work with me back in the day in 2020. And so back in the day, I actually had the pro version. This is the essential. So this is the smallest version. I just want to show you guys because I don't officially work with them, so I can just talk freely. So one thing to keep in mind is look how I'm pointing this on my head, right? One thing is this comes with a much smaller. It's actually funny seeing this on my head, but it comes with a much bigger. See these? And these were giving me headaches, so I actually had to order a smaller one. It's actually really funny to see this on my head. So, yeah. There we go. Yeah, look at this. So now this does look really funny, by the way. So now what you do is, if you get some models have like a rechargeable battery, but mine is plugged in. So you turn it on, and it's 25. And what's crazy is notice it reflecting off my glasses. I would recommend if you put this on, I would put sunglasses on because it's not too comfortable with it shining on your glasses and into your eyes. Like when I have contacts on or when I have no glasses on, it's fine. But since I need to see, I'm going to put on these. So like this. And so this is what it looks like for those of you always wondering. For those of you wondering also, again, because I'm not officially working with them, why did I not use the Pro? So I got the Pro right before the lockdown. And so I used it for 1 or 2 months. And a lot of hair started falling out. And that's normal, by the way. The hair falls out and then like healthier hair comes back. But I got panicked because it really was creating a lot of bald spots. So I stopped using it. The lockdown happened, and I'll be honest, the lockdown years were some of the best years of my life. Yeah, I know it's weird to say that, but I found myself from a content perspective. I started training in martial arts again. Like those were good years. I strengthened my neck, which we'll talk about later too. But then my hair grew back, and I associated that with that. But it was very likely that plus the fact that iRestore kind of did some stuff, and then so it's like a compound, right? I don't know what caused some of my hair to grow back. Was it iRestore? Was it just my happiness, my lifestyle change? Was it both? And so that's why I wanted to try this again. I wanted to be like, okay, well now I'm not in that situation from before, so I can separate that period of sort of finding myself with the effects of this. So that's why I was like, let me get this. Obviously, the difference between this and the one I used to have is this one doesn't cover as much of the front and the back. So that's something to keep in mind. But if you look at the laser, it is getting the front, right? So it's not like it's not getting the parts of your head that you want. So, okay, let's talk about the neck. I mentioned the neck. My neck used to be much weaker. And I also had a neck injury when I first used this. So a lot of people complain, especially if they get the pads that it comes with, that it gives them headaches if it's like not comfortable. And I agree with that. That's why I had to get smaller ones. Once I finish this, I can show you the smaller pads that I use up here. But it's like you're balancing something on your head, right? So you should have a strong neck. So I would recommend if you're gonna use this, like learn some neck exercises. Learn how to. Ooh, this is so bizarre. Like because this is on my head and it's obviously not completely centered. Learn how to chin tuck. You see this chin retraction? Learn how to do this. Learn how to do. Oh my goodness. Well, you guys can meme that, but learn how to work out your neck because you're gonna need some neck muscles for this to be comfortable. Okay, so we talked about the laser. We talked about probably be a little bit careful with your eyes. We talked about the foam pad and a thing on your head, the need for it. Actually, let me see how many pounds this actually is. Maybe that'll give you guys a little gauge. Let's see. Does it say like how many don't know. Honestly, I do not know. I'm so sorry, guys. It doesn't say. It doesn't say how many pounds this is. Like, you should tell people how much this weighs, right? That's important. Does it have any side effects? I mean, when I first used this in 2020, right, it caused my hair to fall out before it grew back better. So that's a side effect that could be affecting some of you. Besides that, besides, some head tension, maybe some neck tension, not really. Like, obviously I don't have light skin, but I don't have dark skin either. It's not causing any issues with, some of you might be afraid of, like, I don't know, sunburn or something. Like, it doesn't do that. So it's perfectly safe for that. And since it's 25 minutes, how many minutes has gone by? It's been 5 minutes, right? You kind of just have to find something to do. So, like, I usually listen to a lecture, or you can also take breaks. Let me show you. Like, you could pause it, right? The issue is if you pause it, let's say you go downstairs, you go for too long, this will shut off. So, I don't remember how long the pause is, and you guys could probably look it up on the, what is it called? The manual. But, yeah, just give yourself 25 minutes, even just to zen it out. Like, I don't know, look outside, meditate. All the 25-minute meditation's kind of long, right? I usually listen to a lecture if needed, just play a computer game or something like that. So, yeah, that's my review. Okay, by the way, you guys are asking, so has it been effective, right? Because obviously, it's been 4 months, actually. I just realized it's been 4 months. When I first used this in 2020, I was swimming a lot, and that's probably why it was causing my hair to fall out, because, when you swim, it's really bad for your scalp. There's a lot of chlorine in the water, right? So now I'm not swimming a lot, but the confound is I do work at a place that has a morning shift, so sometimes I don't get enough sleep. Like, I have to get up sometimes by 5. Of course, I take a nap afterwards, but you get up at 5, and I'm not too much of a person that can just fall asleep at like 8. So my sleep definitely is not as good as before. So that, unfortunately, right, will potentially contribute to hair loss. So you can never use this in a vacuum, right? I thought I'd be able to use this in a vacuum where, okay, there's no added stressors to my life, and I can see if this works. One thing I will say is, sometimes when they're washing their hair and people will sort of see if any hair falls out, I do notice that after I've been using this, no hair really falls out anymore, which is kind of cool. But I think a lot of us are not just using this to try to see if it's keeping your existing hairs, right? We're more want to see, is it going to cause hair to regrow? And let me actually show you this. This is really cool. If you take this off like this, see, it automatically shuts off. It's kind of cool. Automatically pauses. So this is something I wanted to show. So it's got like a safety mechanism, right? If you look at my hair. The right side started receding actually in high school. I just didn't know. I wasn't aware. So, and then, once I became aware of my hair recession in 2015, and then I realized it was too late. Like, once you start noticing it, right? So I had a lot of like little bit of, I don't know what you call it, like insecurities and stuff like that. And eventually I looked pretty good shaved, like completely shaved. So I shaved my head for many years, but then eventually shaving your head is annoying. Just kind of like shaving, right? I don't even shave all the time here. So then it's like, hey, maybe I could regrow. So I would say honestly, again, because I'm not officially working with them, so it's like I don't need to like toot their horns or stuff. If you are comfortable being bald, just be bald. But if you want to keep your hair for longer, I think this is probably the best thing. Whether you can regrow hair with this, I really doubt it. Again, I hope to be proven wrong, and I'm committed. I'm committed for a year on this, but this is my honest review. And I will keep you guys posted, man. If you guys want more updates, if you guys want more hair products you want me to try, let me know. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon. I think this was a good, honest review. And the time does go by pretty quick when you use this. We already talked for 8 minutes, man. So I could try to talk for the entire 25 minutes, but I don't think I have enough space on my computer to do that as I'm recording. So anyways, guys, thank you so much. Talk to you soon.